Hey, it's Brittany. Hey, you're a manifesting mentor, not a coach, not a guru, but a woman who walks the walk and who shares what works. We are on part 3 of chapter 13 of Becoming Supernatural by Dr. Joe Dispenza. It's been so good so far. This section introduces a profound concept of emergence, which Dr. Joe explains it's how systems can reorganize themselves into higher order when enough energy and intention are directed towards coherence. Instead of resisting chaos or trying to control it, which is what we're doing now in this climate of the world, we will begin to understand how seemingly random conditions can become fertile ground for transformation. So he says that um, basically he ties this to group meditations and his coherence healings, which is when a collective or a group of people come together and they enter a unified state. He says that when this happens, something greater than the sum of its parts can then begin to emerge. So this is the core of quantum transformation. It's not just individually, but it's globally. Coherence is no longer just personal, it's planetary and possibly beyond. So let's get to it. The concept of emergence. In 1996, researchers at the HeartMath Institute discovered that when an individual's heart is in a state of coherence or harmonious rhythm, it radiates a more coherent electromagnetic signal into the environment. And that signal can be detected by the nervous system of other people as well as animals. This is why when someone enters the room, you feel their vibe. Get it? You feel their vibration, their electromagnetic frequency, their aura. Yeah, that. In fact, as you know by now, the heart generates the strongest magnetic field in the body, and it can be measured several feet away. This provides a credible explanation for the fact that when someone walks into a room, you can feel or sense that individual's mood or emotional state, independent of their body language. From a purely scientific standpoint, we can ask if this phenomenon works on an individual level, can it work on a global level? In 2008, more than a decade later, the HeartMath Institute launched the Global Coherence Initiative, GCI, a science based international effort that seeks to help activate the heart of humanity to promote peace, harmony, and a shift in global consciousness. GCI is based on the beliefs that number one, human health, thoughts, behaviors, and emotions are influenced by by solar geomagnetic, the Earth's magnetic field activity. Number two, the Earth's magnetic field is a carrier of biologically relevant information that connects all living systems. Number three, all human beings influence the Earth's electromagnetic field of vital information. And number four, collective human consciousness, where large numbers of people are intentionally focused on heart centered states, creates or affects the global information field. Therefore, elevated emotions of care, love, peace can generate a more coherent field environment that can benefit others and help offset the current planetary discord and incoherence. So this makes sense as to why people at Dr. Joe Dispenza's workshops, when they go there, they are practicing or are being a part of coherence healings. A lot of people get their healings at Dr. Joe's workshops because they participate in these coherence healings where everybody blesses their energy centers and they do a series of meditations throughout the day to raise the frequencies of their individual bodies. And then they come together to help heal others who might have serious conditions in their bodies. And they randomly get selected to heal others. And it doesn't matter whether you have a condition in your body or not. What's beautiful about these things, and I think he's going to talk about it here, so I'm not going to spoil it, but I am, is that even you as the healer, the person that's helping send some of your energy to the person that's the subject being healed, as a result of you sending your energy, a lot of times it comes back to you. And so what people find is that when they heal others, they end up healing themselves, or things that they weren't intending to heal become healed because they helped heal another. This is so beautiful, man. He continues, because the human heart rhythm and brain frequencies, as well as the cardiovascular and autonomic nervous systems, overlap with the Earth's resonance field, GCI scientists suggest that we are part of a biological feedback loop in which we not only receive relevant biological information from the field, but we also feed information into this field. In other words, human thoughts, consciousness, and emotions, energy, interact with and encode this information into the Earth's magnetic field. And this information is then distributed on carrier waves, the signal on which the information is impressed or carried around the globe. To further their research and test this hypothesis using state of the art sensors located in various locations around the globe, the Heart Math Institute created the Global Coherence Monitoring System, GCMS, to observe changes in the Earth's magnetic field. Designed to measure global coherence, the GCMS uses a system of highly sensitive magnometers to continuously measure magnetic signals that occur in the same range as human psychological frequencies, including our brain and cardiovascular systems. They also continuously monitor activity caused by solar storms, flares, and solar wind speed activity resulting from solar storms, disruptions in the Schumann resonances, and potentially the signatures of major global events that have a strong emotional component. So when catastrophic events happen around the globe, they're also measuring that too to see if it shifts the resonance of the planet, Schumann's resonance, or just the collective resonance. So he says, if we could create a community of people, oh, I'm sorry, hold on. Why are they doing this and what does it point to? If you can intentionally create a coherent electromagnetic field around your body, which is what you're doing by practicing Dr. Joe Dispenza's work in this book, and you are related or connected to someone in your life who is also intentionally creating an electromagnetic field around their body, the waves of this shared field would begin to synchronize in a non local way. As the waves from both individuals synchronize, they generate bigger waves and stronger magnetic fields around you, connecting you to the Earth's electromagnetic field with an increased field of influence. If we could create a community of people scattered all over the world, with each individual intentionally raising the energy of their own personal field toward greater peace, isn't it possible that this community could begin to produce a global effect within the Earth's electromagnetic field? This intentional community could then create coherence where there is incoherence and order where there has been disorder. The evidence from peace gathering studies suggests that our thoughts and feelings do, in fact, have a measurable effect on every living system. And you may have heard this as the concept of emergence. Envision the synchronicity of a school of fish or a flock of birds flying in unison, where all the creatures appear to be operating from one mind, connected by an invisible field of energy in a non local way. What is unique about this phenomenon is that it's not a top down phenomenon, meaning there is no leader. Instead, it's a bottom up phenomenon, meaning everyone is leading because they are acting as one mind. When a global community comes together in the name of peace, love, and coherence, according to the emergence, we should be able to produce an effect in the Earth's electromagnetic field as well as in each other's field. Just imagine then what it would be like if we were all behaving, living, thriving, and operating as one. I got a lot to say. If we understood we were of one mind, one organism connected and united through consciousness, we would understand that to hurt another or affect another in any way is to do the same to ourselves. Does this sound familiar to you from any religious, spiritual teachings? It sounds like Neville, it sounds like Jesus, it sounds like everything I've ever learned from any religion that we are all one. And he's bringing the science. He's talking about solar flares and electromagnetic energy at the core of the earth and how we all have an electromagnetic field. He literally laid the groundwork for us to follow the drips of how he's leading us here to see that we are scientifically one. When one is affected, all is affected. I had to pause there because that's big. I've been doing these meditations and this work with my mother. who's one of my best friends on the face of the planet, but she also started reading the books and getting into the information as I became enthralled in it and as I started doing the meditations. And both of us have encouraged one another along the way, and we've seen each other change and grow in so many ways. And this just, I forgot about this chapter. I forgot about this part in this chapter. And this just reaffirms that what I do within me is helping her and vice versa. And what we do together when we meditate together, sometimes not even at the same time, but we have meditative practices that we practice individually, but we sometimes do it together. But we are affecting the people in our lives, we're affecting our environment. It matters. And I just want you to know that it matters. And you don't just see it at Joe's workshops, you see it in your daily life. You feel better in your experience. It doesn't mean you won't have problems. I have problems. We have problems. It's it just makes us better equipped to handle the problems, and it helps us to be better stewards of our bodies and our minds and just our existence as we navigate the problems. And we become better equipped to navigate them. They don't affect us in the same ways. And we believe in ourselves more. We believe in our source, the divine more, the unified field, the quantum, whatever you want to call it. We believe in one another a lot more. We believe in the ability of each other to change more when we see the changes that we make within ourselves. So you don't have to think that things are stuck or permanent because they've been the same for a while. If you continue to do the inner work, you will start to see the results in your life, and you will, this chapter of the book backs up scientifically how we're affecting not just our individual selves, but the planet and everybody in it. So he continues, this new paradigm in thinking would be the largest evolutionary leap our species has ever made, causing the need for warring, fighting, competing, fearing, and suffering to become an antiquated concept. But how could this possibly become a reality? And in part four, we're going to go into the difference between coherence and incoherence. And we're going to learn how we can build collective energy fields through practice and intentionality. It's powerful stuff. Keep following along here on my YouTube channel. Please subscribe, like, comment, share this playlist with anybody who you think could use the information, who might be wanting to heal from anything, who might just be curious about the astrological implications, the scientific implications, a doctor, a friend. I would say don't force it, fill it out, see if they would resonate with it, if they resonate with how I teach it or how I share it, because I'm not teaching you nothing. I'm just reading and reflecting. But if you think anybody could benefit from it, be that person in their lives to at least introduce the book to them, introduce the playlist to them, and let them have at it. Because that's why I do this. The playlist is linked in my bio and on all my platforms. And until the next video, I'll see you next time in part 5 or 4. Ciao. It's been a long day. Bye, y'all.